even though you can use this to instruct everyone around you and then you eventually get what you want, but the thing is like you don't know what's in there, right? This is a functions and you are calling the functions to do things for you without knowing what's inside. What's the topic for today again? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share with you for today's video. So what are we going to talk about today is, because from my previous video, it was actually my first time to record a screen recording kind of video, and I'm sort of like in love with that, so I'm gonna try another one today, but I'm not gonna talk about my startup anymore. If you want to know more about my startup to this video, I think I'm putting it somewhere, I don't know, but in today's video I'm gonna teach you about Python, or maybe share a bit about programming from my perspective on how I learned that myself. It's not gonna be like you will learn everything in an hour. I'm not gonna record for like an hour, but it's not gonna be like you will learn everything in one single video, but it's just for me to try and teach you something in 10 minutes or so. Let's get into it. And I'm so excited, gonna record my screen again and share with you. So how do I do that? I didn't prepare anything. I just wanted to record what I can teach you about a basic about self-taught programming and Python, and yeah, so just bear with me because I didn't prepare for this video. I just wanted to record the screen and record the video and share it with you guys. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first thing is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask ChatGPT about giving me a guideline on how to learn programming. So can you provide a guideline, can't spell, for me to self-teaching programming in Python? And let's see what it say. So now you've got ChatGPT right now, so just use ChatGPT to learn everything. The first thing is to have a clear goal, which is correct. Start with basic, of course. Basic. What's the basics? It means because in the beginning you have no idea how programming is gonna work. And what programming is all about is logical thinking. You need to solve problem in step by steps, which normal people won't actually have the skills for that. The first thing, a very important mindset, is to have the logical thinking, to be able to think things in step by step kind of flow. If this is happening, if this is not happening, what should I do next? If and that, while this is going on, run this. Or if this is not working, run this. So everything is going through like step by step. I have taught a lot of people, and then in the beginning they don't really have that kind of mindset. They just like problem, boom, solutions, but they don't know what happens in the middle. So the part that's in the middle is very important, to be honest. Yeah. And so how do you, so let's just continue to talk about the first one. Start with basic. So how do you elaborate, because I think the second point is very important before you could jump into anything else. Elaborate point number 2, please. Let's be polite. So elaborate point number 2, please. Certainly. So let's see, start with the basic fundamental concept. Okay. So because I think like all of the point it has listed out here, like expand your knowledge, read and analyze code, build projects, those are like the general knowledge that you have to know. But the most important part in overall programming world is to be able to think logically. So you will be able to build projects, you'll be able to solve problems. So it's all about being able to analyze the problem analyze the problem and then solve it step by step. Let's see what I say. Fundamentals, concept, variables, control, structures, functions, spacey algorithm, learning resources. Just don't worry about all of these first because they are just not important for now. Because since you're starting the beginning, you need to know what is programming. Okay, so we talk about variables, how to declare variables, assign values to them, manipulate their contents, control structures, like I said, for, while, if and else state. If this is happening, if this is not happening, what are you gonna do? Yep. Functions is what is function, what's the purpose of function. Let's go through that later on. Let's just these three things are very important if you are just getting started. The algorithm thing, it's gonna be a bit difficult for you if you don't know these three. Yeah. For today we're just gonna focus on these three, and then for this one maybe next time, because I need to get you familiar with what are all of these. So okay, so let's just say in this way. You want to solve a problem. For example, you are going to you're going to a market to get, you're taking an Uber to go to a supermarket to get some groceries. How do you do that? So firstly, you need to get your phone, and then you need to call, order an Uber, and then you can go, isn't it? You need to pack your stuff, you need to bring your recycle bag, you need to get change, you need to put on makeup, step by step, and then you go out of the house, and then you wait for your Uber, isn't it? So everything's going step by step, you can see that. So you go for, you call an Uber, you get ready, you get changed, makeup, get out of the house, wait for Uber, and then you got into Uber, and then you got to your destinations, and then you just start taking your groceries. In programming, you're solving problems. And what do you use to solve problems? Code. And while coding, in the tech world, in programming, there are rules. It's like you taking an Uber, and then there are rules in the car as well. So there are rules and regulations and tools as well that you have to use in order to be able to solve problems in programming. And those are these things: variables, control structures, and functions. So what are these? Let's go. So, okay, let's just ask ChatGPT to analyze more about what is variable. Maybe. Can you describe more about variables to a 5 years old with some examples? Let's see what he say. Hold on. Just ask ChatGPT if you have any questions, right? If you're lazy to ask Google, just ask ChatGPT. So now what it says is, imagine you have a magic box, right? A variable is like a magic box that can hold different things. It has a special name, and it can remember whatever you put inside it. So it's like a box, and then you don't know what's to put inside it. I put an AirPod in this box, and then this box, I'll call it Jimmy. So this box called Jimmy, and it holds my AirPod inside, and the variable is Jimmy. It is holding something, which is my AirPod. So Jimmy equals to AirPod. You get what I mean? Anyway, let's continue. So naming the magic box, putting things in the magic box, using the magic box, changing things in the magic box. Like I say, so okay. Naming the magic box. I name this box as Jimmy, right? And then putting things in the magic box, I put my AirPod in it. I put my AirPods in it, and then you use the magic box. For example, if you put it somewhere, and then you're asking your sister to bring your AirPod, but at the same time you can call it, hey, can you bring me my Jimmy? Let's go Jimmy. And they understand that because it is Jimmy. and also an airport, but it has a name. The variable is actually the name of this thing. You understand? And then next, we can also change what's inside the magic box. So if you don't want to put your airport in here, you can put something else. I don't know, maybe a collections of like another airport, or maybe like if you want to like DIY it into something, you can. It's still being Jimmy. So yeah. A variable is like a magic box that can hold different things. It has a special name to it. Remember, this is called Jimmy. It's also my AirPod, and it has a name in called Jimmy. And when someone asks me, when I want to ask someone to help me to get this, when I'm not at home, I'm just like, can you help me to take care of Jimmy? Can you help me to take care of my AirPod? Can you help me to take care of my Jimmy? You know what I mean? Do you understand? If you have any questions, just comment down below. Yep. So that's the thing about variables, and it's very important in programming. You will use that all over again. So let's go to the control structures. Let's just the same questions, more about control structures to a 5-visual with some examples. Okay, so control structures is study control structures like loops, for while, conditions, if and else statement. Is allow you to control the flow of the program based on certain conditions. So like if this is not Jimmy, when what it is, if I'm not doing this, then what should I do? I mean, this kind of if and else. Or while I was eating, I can watch televisions, or maybe like while I was recording this video, and you have to listen to me. Have a look. Making choices with control structures. Control structures help us make decisions to do different things based on certain conditions. They are like special instructions that tell our program what to do. So what to do. Every programming is just all about if and else. If this happen, if that happen, if not happen. Yeah, the if and else state is very important. So for example, a traffic light example. Imagine if you have a traffic light, there are 3 colors, red, green, and yellow. Each color tells us what to do. When the light is red, we stop, right? And when the light is yellow, we get ready to stop. And when it's green, we go. If we add if and else structures, okay, if it's cold, we wear a jacket. Otherwise, if it's not cold, then we don't wear a jacket. The loop control structures that help us repeat an action over and over again until we achieve a certain time. For example, like while I was eating, don't talk to me until I finish my food. While I was eating, don't talk to me while I was eating my food. Yep. While. Then we can have like a basic example for like start at 1. So just say keep counting until it reached the number 10. So we start from 1, and then you just keep, while it is not 10, keep counting until it's becoming 10. Do you understand? So let's have a look at some code. If the temperature, so this is like in code now, if the temperature is larger than 20, it's warm outside, so you don't need a jacket. Otherwise, it's cold. If else, right? If it's hot, don't eat it. Otherwise, eat it. Right? Got it? So, and we have got the count. So we got count is number 1. So while number 1 is less than 10, keep counting. It means count plus 1 plus equals to 1 means like plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then 2 plus 1 equals 3, 2 plus 1 is 4, until it's like 10, and it will stop the whole process. It will stop counting. That's like while this is this, please do this. While 1 is equal to, while this is less than 10, please continue to count until it's like 10, and then you stop the process. Got it? You know what's funny? This is actually a re-recorded video. You know why? Because there's something funny going on. It accidentally pressed on something on my camera, and then it recorded like a slow motions of myself on the video that doesn't have any voice, and then I have to re-record that. So here it is again. So this is a re-record one, and I'll explain everything later in terms of the next topic, which is functions. Let's go into it. So now let's get started. What is functions? I type it as here. I type it in. This can describe more about function to a 5 years old with some examples. So, and then it gave us what is function. Functions are like special tools that help us perform specific tasks with actions. They are sets of instructions grouped together and give them a special name. So the example will be a magic wand example. So for example, let me get a pen. Maybe this is my magic wand. So in Harry Potter, you can use this wand. This is very powerful. You can use that to instruct someone to say, hey, become, maybe like you, hey, become a software engineer in the next 2 years, or like in the next 6 months, and then you'll become one. Or maybe hey, just send me the pizza right now, and then you get your pizza straight away. But the thing is, like, even though you can use this to instruct everyone around you, and then you eventually get what you want, but the thing is, like, you don't know what's in there, right? This is a functions, and you are calling the functions to do things for you without knowing what's inside. And you are the one, and the coder is the one who fill in all the code in there, who have all the detail, who knows all the details, who built everything in there. But you can just use that, hey, this is my wand. You can just use the wand, calling it out to call people to do things, and that. So firstly, I'll need to give this wand a name, because everything has a name. And then I will just call the name in order to do some particular task. For example, I'll give this wand a name with make everything happen wand. So the name of this wand is called make everything happen wand. And then it will actually make everything happen to make you become the software engineer in the next 6 months, and you become one. Yeah, so every time you wanted to use the functions, you wanted to make something happen, just call the name of the one, I forgot about it. Make everything happen one. That's how it works. So let's look at some code example. So for now, give us some examples. So this is a Python code. So we've got say hello. The function name, the one is called say hello. So we've got say hello here, and then what it would do is to print out hello, how are you? So every time you call these functions, and you will say hello.
Hello.
That's how it works. That's how function works. You don't need to understand what's inside the things that make it works. You only need to call it to be able to know to do some particular task. For example, this is not a wand anymore. Okay, this is a pen. Okay, this pen, it's called a pen, right? But you can use that to write things, to do a lot of things, to write a letter, anything. But you don't need to know how it functions. Only the programmers or like the creator of this pen have to know how it works, how to make this, what's inside it. Like for a normal user like us, we don't need to know that. So that's the purpose of the functions. And then you can keep calling that a pen and keep using that, keep using that, a pen. Do you get what I mean? So that's how functions works. That's the basic idea of functions. In summary, functions are like special tools that help us to perform specific tasks. They have special name, blah blah blah. You can just keep reading this, all of these. I'll put that somewhere, and the link is down below. Don't forget to check it out if you want to review all of the things that I have said so far. So that's it for today. I mean, about functions. Magic wand, you will become a software engineer in the next 6 months, or maybe you will become a machine learning engineer in the next 6 months. You will. 100%. And that's it for today. I hope you have learned something. So the purpose of this video is just to learn the code by using ChatGPT. So using ChatGPT to learn how to code, to learn about anything you want, just ask ChatGPT, because now we have ChatGPT. We don't need to do a lot of Google search like we need to do 5 years ago. Just ask ChatGPT. But the thing is that you need to check whether the thing it says it's correct or not. Sometimes it's like hallucinations. Some of the code it provided, some of the things that it says is actually not correct, but so you have to be careful when using that. Yeah, I hope you have learned something today. If you have wanted to learn something, just don't forget to comment down below what you want to learn in the future, and I will do my best to record that. I'm still learning though. I'm not a pro. I always be learning. So, and don't forget to check out SurnX. It's a smart community space. Well, it's not actually that smart yet, but because it's just the first version now, and we are still improving a lot of things. It's a community space where I have my community there. If you want to have any questions, just ask me there, and I will be there 24/7 because I'm building the application. So yeah, that's it for today, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please subscribe to my channel, and then if you like this video, you have learned something from this video. If you have learned something from this video, just give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.